Hello everybody, it's afternoon time here, but it might be whatever time there. It's My Music with me, Graham Cofe, and in a minute it'll be Rosie Saffron as well. But first of all, let's watch this video. It sometimes keeps me awake at night, and that is technology. Sometimes it keeps people from getting in. Sometimes it keeps people from having any sound. But yes, finally we did make it. So I'm sorry if we're a few minutes late. If you're listening back to this on Spotify, you wouldn't even know that. But there we go. Rosie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, all the better for you now being here, which is fantastic. We had a few technical issues to sort out, but tell me, where are you coming from?
So I am Brighton based, but at the moment I'm in South East London, where my family's from, because I'm moving back to Brighton in a couple of weeks. So. Oh,
I see. There you go. Tell me, I mean, there's very little about you on the interweb at the moment, so. Which means that there's not a lot for people to know. So this is a great opportunity for you to kind of sort of tell your story a little bit. When did you first start making music?
I was quite young. I think I remember being in primary school, and I remember like joining all of the choirs and things like that they did that was going on. And I think vague memory of this really, really talented girl. I think I must have been about 7 years old. I remember just like watching her perform and thinking, I want to do that, but I think I was really, really shy at the time. And then I moved primary schools, and I think, I don't know, I think I was like, right, I'm going to start it all again, like from scratch, and just turn up as the girl who sings rather than like, what it was before, where I was too shy. And I think I remember just getting in a production of Robin Hood and playing Robin Hood in year 6 and like silly things like that. And just kind of from then really, like the whole way through, like I'm 24 almost now, but the whole way through school I basically performed at everything that I could possibly perform at. Sorry if you can hear an alarm, there's like I think there's a ambulance or police car going.
Oh, it's the police. They're coming to get us all.
They're coming to get.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened, really.
That's fantastic. I mean, actually, Robin Hood. Do you still know any of the songs from Robin Hood? I noticed that most of the pantomimes round here this winter are Robin Hood, which is quite a strange one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The weirdest thing is I have like the worst short-term memory, but my long-term memory is insane. So I remember like even like the narrators' songs and stuff like that. Like that wasn't even my part.
I looked at it. I looked at it in a couple of brochures recently, and I thought the only one that I remember is Robin Hood, Robin Hood, Robin Hood. That's it. Robin Hood, riding through the glen, and that's it. Anything else from that, you know. Don't really can't really say that I remember.
Weird, different production. It was called like Hoodwinked or something like that.
Hoodwinked. Oh yeah. Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was primary school.
So in terms of your own writing, etc., have you any particular influences on your own writing?
Yeah, very indie or country. And love an artist called Laura Marling. You might have heard of her.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely obsessed with her. She's amazing. I love the way how there's this one performance and like she's mainly just talking in one section, but she makes it seem so like, I don't know, captivating. Just, and I don't know, it's not even singing that bit, but it's just the way her stage presence, I guess. And then Fleet Foxes, anyone kind of folky like that.
Yeah.
There's a band I love, the First Aid Kit. They're sisters, and I love the harmonies because the whole way through school I
Yeah.
yeah. Anything like that, anything folky, I'm here for. So yeah,
Love First Aid Kit.
yeah, amazing.
I've se- they've played some amazing sets at Glastonbury.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if anyone saw them playing. I think they played at Glastonbury last year, and if anyone saw them, that was an amazing set. And they got to they wrote a song, didn't they, about their heroes, and they got to perform in front of was it Amy Lou Harris?
That's it. Yeah, because they had called me, so
Yeah,
I think they sang it to her.
they sang it to her at an awards thing, which was absolutely tremendous. What are you writing
Yeah,
about?
amazing. Mainly my own life experiences. I would love to at one point write a song that's more fictional, I guess, because actually as a like growing up, I was very into creative writing and I was very like imaginative. I used to write stories all the time. So I feel like I am very capable of doing that. But I do tend to write from personal experience as I guess the majority of artists do really, to be honest. But 'cause it's just an easy place to start. But I kind of draw from my own things that happened. Yeah.
Is songwriting an easy process for you? Is it it varies on the song? Or?
I think it really depends because sometimes I find it really hard, like, write a lot or like, yeah, I can go through long phases of just not writing and then suddenly all of a sudden I'll just have a random idea. I think it comes to me most when I'm not really thinking about it too much and I'm not thinking I have to write this song, I want to do this. Because I think one of the songs I wrote, 4 Feet Tall, which is about seeing life through the eyes of a child, again, I literally wrote that like walking on the beach. So I wasn't really like planning on writing a song. I was just kind of thinking in my head, really, as I was walking, and it just kind of came to me. So it kind of comes to me better when there's no pressure, really.
Are you a bit of a nature child, really? Do you find that nature's one of the best inspirations for you?
Yeah, I think about it. Yeah, definitely a lot of my lyrics are very nature based, very like metaphors to do with nature. So I'm actually gonna go get this on charge because my phone is so temperamental and like I charged it really high and then it's just got back again, so it has to be on charge. But hang on a minute.
This is by the way, folks. If you're watching this live, this is real stuff. This is you have to
I'm
charge
on
your
my
phone.
phone.
You have to charge your phone. You have to keep your phone charged, and if it's temperamental, like Rosie's, then you do have to treat it with love, care, respect, and kindness. Otherwise, it could
It
just
would have
disappear.
died halfway through
Oh, we can hear you
this
better now
call
as well. That's
ended.
better.
Oh
That's better.
really? This
Yeah, we
room
can
is
hear
so
you much better.
embarrassing. This isn't my This is at my grandma's house, so there's 3 beds in here because my little cousin's staying back. So yeah, this room isn't the greatest room to film in, but yeah, well.
Are you just writing and performing on your own at the moment? Are you working with anybody else?
Yeah, at the moment it's more solo stuff, and so last year I wouldn't have so much have called it a band because not in a horrible way, but I guess the others weren't as committed. But they were helping me out with a few things. For example, I think it was Hastings Fringe Festival. We did this thing where you go around different pubs and play about 5 days. It was like tiring because we went around all day. But that was quite nice because we had like a full band and it added a lot to the song. So I would like to do that again. But for now, I'm quite enjoying performing solo, definitely. Because I'm writing more things. Yeah.
So is this? Are you seeing this as a sort of a career now, or do you want to pursue this as a career, or
I
what's it going to take for that to happen?
So here's the thing: is that it's a funny story. So I am almost 24, but I'm going into my last year of my course at university, studying music performance and vocals, BIM in Brighton.
Cool.
And I think I'm losing my voice. That wouldn't be good for a singer. Um, but before that, I was doing the most random opposite course ever. So I was studying to be a midwife for a yeah, for a year.
That makes total sense. That both
Yeah,
things
so
are
much sense.
both things are about birthing things into the world.
Yeah. So I did that for the first year. COVID hit, and we weren't allowed to go into placement. And I was like, you can't really train to be a midwife on YouTube and Google. This isn't this. And I think I just woke up one day and was like, I don't know. It just kind of hit me. I was like, I don't want to do this. I was living in the flat on my own at the time. And I was just like, no. And also, I've been doing music since I was a kid, obviously. But I think during the midwifery time, I had kind of just stopped. I think for a while I had this thing. This is like a long-winded way of getting to your question, but I think I had this thing where I was like, I didn't think it was a possible career choice. So I picked anything else that I would vaguely want to do. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have as much confidence then as I do now. Not that I'm crazy confident now, but I'm way more than I was a few years ago. And I think, yeah, I just was like, right, it's just so much easier and just such a relief if I just stop performing. And I think I did for a while, which is actually quite sad. And then, yeah, I stopped that course. COVID happened. Didn't really do much for a year, obviously, no one did. And then just was like, yeah, I really want to do this again. And I got a guitar again because stupidly I sold my older guitar as well and everything like that. I started again and I was like, right, I'm literally going to go to music uni and start again. And I remember starting and everyone hadn't really had that break I'd had. And I remember doing my first performance at an open mic in like 3 years, and it was really scary, but it was like the best feeling after, because I was like, oh, I missed this so much. I remembered how much I loved it and how much I missed it, and I just wanted to do it again and again. I was like, why did I ever stop?
I think it's going to be really interesting in years to come. I think we're going to look back at the whole lockdown period, the COVID period, and one of the things that we're going to notice from it. I mean, it was dreadful tragedy, all those people dying and everything else around the world, awful. But I do think we're going to look back and we're going to go, wow, that was the start of all these people starting their music career who would never have done it.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they were on, and I'm not being rude here, but they were on the treadmill, and they kind of committed themselves to other parts of life, and suddenly the world stopped, and so many people went, do you know what? Why? Well, why? What do you think it was? What was it for you, apart from the fact that you couldn't necessarily do the midwifery thing? What was it about that period, or what was going on that made you go, I've got to do this?
I think maybe I felt like a bit of a fraud. I'm not sure. I mean, the course, it's a tough course. Like, you're doing midwifery, or nursing, or whatever. Like, you're doing pretty much a full-time job that's unpaid on top of your uni degree. It was quite intense. And I remember feeling like I was slipping quite behind because of all the workload. Like, if there's a lot of workload, I do struggle a bit, to be honest. And yeah, I think it was just things like that.
And yet you want to be a musician. I mean, the workload's tremendous, isn't it?
I know, there's loads of workload to that as well. But I think I'm a lot more organised now anyway than I was back then. But I don't know.
Partly timing, partly...
I didn't have the passion for midwifery that I thought I would have when I started. I think I was more stressed most of the time about, because you have to fill in like a certain number of hours to qualify, and I wasn't really enjoying my placement I was just like,
In years to come, if you're up on a stage somewhere, and suddenly in the audience someone goes, "Her waters have broken." Will he have the basic skill set to be able to get down there and then take care of the situation? Or
No, funny thing is, I never actually saw a birth. The irony.
you didn't?
No.
Wow.
I just like prenatal, like when the mum's pregnant, and postnatal when the baby's there. So lots of really cute little newborns, but we never saw the main event. So
you'll be able to go on tour with someone that's heavily pregnant and give them all
some basics there.
Yeah, and give them all kinds of nurturing advice as to how to look after themselves. I mean, that's useful in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it made sense because it's a caring role, but still. In terms
of what you've got out in terms of music at the moment, what is there for people to hone in on? What are you releasing?
So I'm hoping to record properly, and because even though I've been on my course for like a few years, I feel like I'm only really just starting out properly now. I think it took me a little while to kind of get on my feet and see what was going on and what was I doing. But I'm hoping to properly record and release something within this next year. That's the goal, like 2024. I mean, and for now, I'm performing all the time in Brighton pretty much. Like last night I performed at the Southern Bell, which is a pub in Brighton. But I'm always at the White Rabbit, which is in the Lanes in Brighton. It's another kind of open mic thing. And then I have a featured slot, which is a bit of a longer one, like 4 to 5 songs, I think, next Tuesday. It's really hard to remember, but if you follow me on Instagram, then they'll be advertised. And I've got a gig in London, but it's not till the 19th of November, but it's kind of a really nice singer-songwriters night. So it's not just me, it's me and a few other people.
How did that come about?
Pardon?
How did that come about?
So, oh God, what are their names? It was a promoter, not Audioactive. I'm so sorry, my memory, this is going to be bad. Messaged me on Instagram. I think they saw my page and then they messaged me and said, would you like a chat? And we talked over the phone, and I got kind of a contract on an email with a list of potential dates, and I chose the 19th of November.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's a great opportunity for you to meet with some other singer-songwriters and maybe sort of get on more of a roster and sort of progress. What's
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want 2024 to look like then for you? Some music release and maybe some more larger gigs?
I would like to properly release something for sure, because I am fed up of not having proper links to anything but my Instagram page. I would love to do that, and to have other instruments involved. It would just bring the song so much more to life. More performing. I've kind of made it my goal within the last month because I did kind of take another step back. I tend to do, I don't know why. I think I'm much more on it now. So I am making sure to perform at least once a week, and I have kept up that streak now for about a few weeks. So hopefully continue that. And I have noticed with doing that, I've networked a lot more, and I've met a load of people and new faces, and I've arranged to do music with people and things and gigs, and that wouldn't have happened if I didn't show up and perform. So
well, Rosie, you thanks for joining us today. I mean, you've been on here now, so you have no excuse now, right? We will follow your progress. We'll find out. We'll watch you throughout 2024. We'll see where you go. Once you've got something released on Spotify as well, I'd like you to just message me so that we can add that to the MyMusic podcast playlist as well, so that you're on that and going round. But part of the reason I do this is kind of as a legacy. It'd be great if in years to come
Yeah.
Some of the artists that are on here, we people can be able to look back and go, my goodness, there she was. She hadn't even released anything then, and now look at her flying
Yeah.
through the
That's
charts.
amazing.
Yeah. So what you never know. You've got to manifest it, then it will happen. That's the
Yeah.
way that's the way we look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for coming
Thank
on.
you. Thank
Thanks,
you so much.
thanks for taking some time out today. Thanks for persevering with the technology.
That's
Ladies and
okay.
gentlemen, this is Rosie Saffron. Please do follow her at the moment on Instagram. That's the best way to
It's
support
just
her.
at
And
Rosie Saffron.
yep, and if you are in the Brighton area, go down. Was it the White Rabbit?
Yep, there's an open mic there every Wednesday, which I'm pretty much always at.
Go and have a drink down the White Rabbit. It's a lovely pub here. Apparently, it has Rosie Saffron playing. Go down there and imbibe and enjoy some music for the evening. That's the way to really
Lots of
support
other
musicians.
amazing artists as well. There's a really nice little community in Brighton of musicians. So
Oh,
yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
That's very nice indeed. Thanks for coming on MyMusic. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this. There will be another MyMusic later this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Please do tune into that if you've been watching this live. If you've been listening to this on Spotify or something else, then thanks for joining in. And we'll see you again soon. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you. Bye. Shall I?